Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV, part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. This is the second video of Regulation D, the new rule set, which offers a bunch of brand new Pokemon into the format, and as you can tell by the team, I am trying out a lot of new Pokemon. Of course, they're not new, but they're new to the format, so that's why I'm considering them new. Let's get to the team here. This is a brand new team. I made it myself, and I've been testing it a little bit online. I feel like I haven't tested it quite as much as I normally do with teams before I put them on videos like this, but I thought that it worked pretty well. The Pokemon in particular are pretty good. Even the ones that you don't normally see, they felt really strong. So let's kind of get to the team here. So first we have Urshifu. I think it's called Rapid Strike, which is the water form. And this is basically the most used Pokemon right now, at least last I checked. And this was the Pokemon that kind of had the most hype going into the season. So people were expecting this to be like the best Pokemon, and it looks like it's living up to the hype so far. However, because it's so kind of popular and powerful, there's a lot of people that are playing Pokemon to try to counter it. So it has a big target on its back, and in all honesty, when I've been using it, it hasn't been the best, and I think that's because people have been, again, prepared for it. So I have the Punching Glove item. Originally, I had Choice Band, I think, but I just decided to go with Punching Glove, and then I think at some point I also switched it to Focus Sash. But I settled on Punching Glove because, as we'll talk about and as you'll probably see, there's another Pokemon that I felt would better use the Focus Sash. So Punching Glove, I'm not super sure about it. It does boost the power of Surging Strikes and Thunder Punch. And what it does there is also, it makes it so that it does not make contact with the opponent. So another common item that people are using is Rocky Helmet. A big reason for that is because of Urshifu, and the Punching Glove, to my understanding, makes it so that I don't do contact to them. So basically, it means that I don't take that Rocky Helmet damage. I also have Iron Head. Originally, I had U-Turn, but a couple Pokemon that I think are pretty good right now are, of course, Fluttermane and Chien-Pao. And of course, I have Close Combat for Chien-Pao, but sometimes it'll Terrasilize, predicting that. So having a move that can either hit it super effectively or just having good coverage, I think, has been pretty good for me. So yeah, Urshifu, I mean, obviously it's a great Pokemon on paper, and again, a lot of people are expecting it, so that makes it a little bit less good, and to me, it hasn't felt as amazing as I expected, but it's a great Pokemon still. Then we have Heatran, and this is a very good Heatran set. Heatran's just so good right now. It's another of the top, I think it's in the top 3 right now, and this one has max special attack, almost max speed. I think I gave it just enough speed to outspeed Breloom, which might be a little arbitrary, and then the rest in HP with a Terra Grass type, which I think is probably the perfect or one of the perfect types for Heatran to Terrasilize into, because it removes your 4 times ground weakness and in fact turns it into a resistance. And a lot of the types that would hit Heatran super effectively otherwise, such as water, of course, are also resisted by grass. So it kind of just throws the opponent off. Also, when you're a grass type, you still have the Flash Fire ability as Heatran, so they cannot hit you with fire type moves, so that removes one of your weaknesses once you Terrasilize. I found Substitute to be a great move for Heatran with leftovers because it forces a lot of switches. If you switch Heatran into like something like Fluttermane or just basically any special attacker or any Pokemon that doesn't have ground type moves, they are likely to switch out, and you can often just get up a free substitute, and then the rest of the moves are just really good coverage and power. Magma Storm is a move that a lot of people have been trying on Heatran. I mean, people always use that move on Heatran, but I didn't like that move because it's super inaccurate, so I think Lava Plume's just fine. Maybe I'm wrong for that. Maybe Flamethrower is better, but of course, Lava Plume does also have the chance of burning them. Next, we have Spectrier, which is a Pokemon that I've been wanting to try out, and I think I mentioned in previous videos that I find it, or I felt like it was probably inferior to Fluttermane because it's slower and it's a lot less tanky from the special side, and that's probably still true, but something that Spectrier has, if you saw my last video, a little spoiler alert, I kind of got swept by a Spectrier in that video and I wasn't really expecting it, so you know, I think this is a Pokemon that has a lot of potential, and it's a really good revenge killer in the late game, which means like you send it in once a couple of your Pokemon have fainted, and maybe you send it in on something that's kind of weakened. and then you knock it out, and then you get the Grim Neigh boost, which boosts your special attack. So pretty strong. I've found this to actually be really good. And with Terra Fighting, you basically have that Ghost and Fighting type coverage, which is perfect coverage. Nothing resists both of those moves, if that makes sense. So I found Spectrier to be really strong. Originally, I had Life Orb, which I found to be really good, but of course, two of the most common Pokemon in the meta, namely Fluttermane and Chien-Pao, are faster than Spectrier naturally. So I just thought having Spectrier and having the ability to survive a hit from one of those Pokemon guaranteed, and then just kind of retaliate and knock them out unsuspectingly, I thought would be really good. So we will see if that works. Life Orb was pretty good for me, but there were also a few situations where I did wish I could survive a hit from them because I'm slower than some of those threats. Then we have Goodra, Hisuian Goodra, which is a Pokemon I really like, and I actually saw that it's somewhat high in the usage. I think it's in the top 20 the last I checked. It might even be a little bit higher now. And I think a big reason for that, surprisingly, is actually the Shell Armor ability, which actually gives it a really good matchup against Urshifu, because Shell Armor makes it so that it cannot be hit by critical hits. So basically, Urshifu's Surging Strikes and Wicked Blows will not do that much damage to it. And Terra Fairy's actually really good as well, because Goodra has just such amazing bulk. So yeah, I think Goodra honestly has been amazing for me defensively. However, the moveset is something that I'm not super sure about just yet. Right now I have Acid Spray, Flash Cannon, Earthquake, and Dragon Tail. Goodra has so many moves at its disposal, so it has so many options for what you could run on it. This is what I settled on. Again, there's so many different options here. Acid Spray I chose just to kind of weaken opposing Pokemon's special defense, so that maybe something like Spectrier or Heatran can come in later to knock them out more easily. Flash Cannon is a good stab move. It's just a good move in general. Earthquake, I honestly just put Earthquake for opposing Heatrans because I felt like otherwise Heatran is a Pokemon that could probably handle Goodra pretty well, and so having that ability to kind of just throw an Earthquake at them and potentially knock them out is pretty good. And then Dragon Tail was a move I wanted to try that I thought was pretty solid on it as well. You know, it stops people from setting up and stuff like that. So I've been liking Dragon Tail. And Goodra has been really good, but again, we'll see about the moveset. We'll see how it works out. The next Pokemon here is Mimikyu. I just wanted a Pokemon. Now, originally, this was a couple other Pokemon. I think I started with, like, Landorus, and then after that, I had... honestly, I'm drawing a blank. I forgot who the other one was, but I was trying different things in this slot, and when it all came down to it, I just wanted a Pokemon that could kind of like be like a safety valve against some of the strongest Pokemon in the meta that can just do a ton of damage and that are super fast. So Mimikyu, I decided, could be a good Pokemon for that role. The goal here is to basically survive any hit from any Pokemon because of the disguise ability, and then Swords Dance or go for one of these other moves. I'm also running max HP and max attack so that we can take hits a little bit better once our disguise is broken. And Terra Water is a good ability, or a good typing, I thought, because it ends up resisting Steel, which is one of Mimikyu's weaknesses. And there's a lot of water types in the meta right now, notably Urshifu, of course, and also ice types such as Chien-Pao. And then finally, another reason for that is because it's one type that's super effective against Landorus, and I thought ice would be a really weak Terra type, so I ended up settling on water. We'll see how it works out. Also, for the item, I went for Red Card, which I think is actually really good on this Mimikyu set because you can set up a Swords Dance. Basically, Red Card means whenever they hit me with an attack, they automatically switch out, assuming they have at least one more Pokemon left. So it kind of throws them off, and if they've set up in the past, it really helps a lot. And again, it's not something that they're expecting. And once again, because Mimikyu is kind of guaranteed to survive any hit, it's a great item I've found. So yeah, Mimikyu, good stuff. Finally, possibly the most interesting and maybe unique Pokemon on the team, we have Hisuian Samurott with the Sharpness ability, and I'm running Choice Scarf on it. This is actually a surprisingly powerful Pokemon, and with the moves, we'll quickly talk about them. So basically, all 4 of my moves are boosted by Sharpness. Sharpness is a new ability in Gen 9 that boosts the power of like slashing or cutting moves by 50%. All of the moves in my moveset, like I said, are slashing or cutting moves, so they're boosted in power. And it's just a strong ability. It just makes your moves so much stronger. Razor Shell's pretty good. Sacred Sword X's are pretty good. But Hisuian Samurott has its signature move called Ceaseless Edge, which is a 65 base power dark type move, which is not super strong, but it is boosted by sharpness and stab. And it always, once it hits, it sets up a layer of spikes. So if you use this move 3 times, it sets up all the layer of spikes. So there's a lot of moves like this from Legends Arceus, that Pokemon that have these moves that like set up hazards when you use them, which is pretty funny. And I mean, Ceaseless Edge, it's pretty good, and it's a proactive way of setting up spikes, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, so that's really just the reason I wanted to use it. It's a Pokemon that can set up entry hazards, which can help my sweepers or stronger Pokemon finish other Pokemon off later in the battle. And with a Choice Scarf and I have an Adamant nature, it actually speed ties with Fluttermane and Qianpao, the 2 fastest Pokemon that you commonly see in this metagame. So yeah, I mean, that's the team. And again, I've been testing it out and it's been pretty fun, pretty good. And I like the fact that I'm using Pokemon that not a lot of people are expecting. So let's get to some games here. Wow, my opponent has a Hisuian Samurott themselves, and they have Urshifu. The thing about Urshifu is you can never tell which Urshifu the opponent has, because in the team preview it looks exactly the same. They also have Regieleki, which is a Pokemon that I really love and cannot wait to try out myself. Right away, I'm kind of noticing that Goodra looks pretty good here. It's actually pretty solid against their whole team. One Pokemon that I am worried about, though, is that Sneasler, because they have fighting type stab for when I'm a steel type. And if I Terrastalize, they also have poison type stab, or they likely have poison type stab when I'm a fairy type. So I still want to bring Goodra, and then maybe I'll bring a Pokemon that can help me against Sneasler. I think that Spectrier is faster than Sneasler. Let's see, is Spectrier good here? I think Spectrier looks pretty solid here, I would say. So I want to bring these 2. And maybe this is a battle where I'd want to bring Mimikyu. Samurott also looks decent here, but that Regieleki is pretty scary. I do think I'm going to be bringing Mimikyu. And as weird as this might sound, I think I'm just going to be leading with Goodra. Yeah, their team is pretty decent. It's like any Pokemon that I look at on my team that I think would be pretty good, they have like a really good answer to it. So I guess, I don't know, that wasn't my best team selection moment. Oh, by the way, I updated my trainer card with one of my favorite Pokemon, Mew. I have a shiny Mew, which is amazing. And then I also, wow, okay, I guess my opponent's drip game is better than mine. Nice, shiny Regieleki. I also updated my trainer, which I don't really like my trainer's, I don't like the way my trainer looks, to be honest, but I don't know. I wanted to go for something really different than what I had before. Anyways, let's just go Earthquake here. I mean, if they want a Terra turn 1, I'm perfectly happy with that. Regieleki is an awesome Pokemon. It's extremely fast. It's the fastest Pokemon in the entire series. And it has decent offensive stats, but its move pool is just trash. Like, it has electric moves, and beyond that, it just does not have anything else. They do opt to go for the Thunderbolt. I guess just scouting what I'm going to do, but that ends up being pretty bad for them because I take it really well. In all honesty, I feel like I took a little bit more damage than I would have expected from a resisted move, but at the same time, like, you know, I still took it pretty well. So they're going to go ahead and Volt Switch here, and I am going for Earthquake, which they are expecting, so whatever they go into, they might go into something that resists or is immune to Earthquake. I honestly, to be quite honest, I forgot. Actually, I'm thinking of their team. I don't think they have anything that resists this. They have Urshifu, Heatran, Fluttermane, Sneasler, Regieleki. I forgot who their last is. Oh, Samurott. Okay, well then I'm happy to have gone for Earthquake because they just don't have anything that can resist this unless they have Heatran with Air Balloon, which is looking like that's going to be the case. Yep. Okay, sure. Okay, fair enough. I think I just Dragon Tail now. I guess it's possible that they go Terra Fairy, which would be really good, but I just want to break that Air Balloon and kind of force them out. I guess I should have considered this possibility, but this is fine by me. I do have a Berry, which is great because that's going to heal me up, and I'm going to get the Heatran out of there, and if they go back into Heatran at a later point, we can just finish it off with an Earthquake. Although, to be quite honest, my Goodra will probably be dead by then, but it's a possibility. So yeah, I break the Air Balloon, and they go right back into Aleki. We saw Volt Switch, we saw Thunderbolt. Alecki does. Honestly, I don't think Regieleki gets any moves that are good against Goodra. They'd have to Terrastalize. Okay, so once again, we're just going Earthquake, and at this point, because we've broken the air balloon on Heatran, they just have nothing to take this. So this is working out really well for us. And see, that's what I mean about Goodra. It's really bulky. It has really well-rounded stats, and it has such a wide move pool. There's so many options that you can go for. I think it's a great Pokemon. I think it might be a Pokemon that I would say is somewhat slept on. Like, people might not have been expecting it to be as good as it actually is. Here, I'm likely dead, but I'm just going to go Dragon Tail just in case they set up a Swords Dance. They do go Ceaseless Edge, which is something that I was a little afraid of, because that is going to get up the spikes for them, which actually is going to be breaking my Spectrier's Focus Sash. However, I do know their entire team at this point, and I do know that they don't have anything that's faster than Spectrier, which is pretty awesome. Their Samurott, of course, could have Aqua Jet. I was going to say Earthquake, which would be scary. So let's go Earthquake here. We're probably dead, but we might as well go for it. Maybe by some miracle we will Speed Tie. I will say it looks funny. My Goodra is a relaxed nature, which boosts defense and lowers my speed. I just figured that Goodra is really slow anyway, and since I'm using mixed moves, I'm using special and physical moves, I didn't want to lower really any of my stats. So now, what do we do? We could go into Spectrier. Let's see, Mudshot is 4 times super effective against Heatran, so that's going to be... I can't see the moves. Oh no. Oh wow, okay. I could go Terra Water. This is actually kind of scary. I think I need to Terrastalize Spectrier. But at the same time, oh no, I don't know what to do. Alright, I don't love this. But I think I need to Terrastalize Spectrier. The thing is, my opponent has not yet used their Terra either. These spikes are actually really clutch for my opponent. Actually, I think I just Mudshot, right? It's 4 times super effective, which is what, 220 damage? Whereas Terra Blast is going to be, I think, 240 once you factor in Stab. Huh. I think I'm fine Terrastalizing here. Because they don't have a good switch into Fighting. I guess, to be honest, they don't have a good switch into Ground, but the thing is, if they switch in Samurott here, that's amazing for me. I don't think they're switching, though. I think it would have already shown the switch. That looks really cool, by the way. This might knock them out. If it does knock them out, I was going to say if this knocks them out, it puts us in a really good position. But at the same time, they could just go into Alecki, and Alecki will be faster than me, but we'll see. We don't knock them out. Wow, that's really awkward. But they miss the Magma Storm. That is amazing. Okay. And my opponent, once again, they do not have a good switch into Terra Blast, so I just click it. And there's... Wow, no way! They cancel the battle? I don't think that was correct. I don't know, because, like... Let me think. They had no switch in, but Heatran would die there. I would get the special attack boost. Yeah, that's obviously scary. But then they could go into Regieleki, and then maybe if they knock me out, then they're fine, right? Like... I still think I had a good chance of winning that battle anyway, because even if that plays out that way, they knock out my Spectrier with Regieleki, then I go into Mimikyu, which they didn't know about, to be fair, and then Mimikyu I could go Shadow Ball on the Alecki to knock it out, then they go into Samurott and I have Play Rough, but depending on what their Terra type is, I don't know, the battle wasn't over yet. I think they had a chance. I would say that was an early rage quit by the opponent. Let's get to game 2. Alright, my opponent's team looks pretty standard. All of these Pokemon are really good and really scary. Okay, I have a little kind of story. I'll talk about it after I choose my Pokemon, though, because I'm usually bad about that. Urshifu looks pretty good here. That Cresselia is a scary Pokemon. I really don't like facing it. I think I want to bring Mimikyu. I do think I like Spectrier here as well. And I actually think I'm going to be bringing Samurott, but honestly, as much as I'd like to go for Ceaseless Edge, I think I'm going to be going Razor Claw here, or Razor Shell, because it actually hits a lot of their Pokemon decently well. Dragonite's another Pokemon that I'm afraid of, though. Honestly, I don't think my team is super well equipped against a Dragonite, but it is what it is at this point. That's something I can learn from and improve my team on. But anyway, so originally I was talking about how Mimikyu was a couple different Pokemon before it became Mimikyu in this team. And one of those Pokemon, actually, when I first built the team, was actually Azelf, which is... I actually thought, like, okay, people are probably going to be bringing Ting-Lu because it's amazing. And Azelf is pretty decent against Ting-Lu, I guess, because we have Levitate, so we're immune to Earthquake. We have Taunt, and we're faster, so we can taunt them. And then we can set up Stealth Rock with Azelf. So Azelf with Focus Sash and Stealth Rock and Taunt is really good against a lot of the common Stealth Rockers in the meta. And then it actually has an exclusive move called Mystical Power, which is 70 base power psychic type move that always boosts your special attack. So I don't know, it was a Pokemon I tried out and it just ended up not being as good as I thought, perhaps unsurprisingly. But anyways, interesting lead here. I wonder if this is going to telegraph that we have a Choice Scarf, because if they don't know that, they probably will switch. I think I'm just going to click Razor Shell here. If they stay in and don't Terra, by the way, we are speed tied right now. We both have the same speed stat because I'm Choice Scarf. So it's going to be a 50-50 here on who goes first. With my luck, they're going to go first. But anyway, I went for Razor Shell here because if they're savvy about Samurott, they'll know that I probably have X Scissor or Sacred Sword, of which I have both. So they might be afraid of those moves. Plus, not only that, but I have a superior typing, or I have a typing that resists both of their stab moves. So I'm in a pretty good position here. I think it's pretty likely that they actually just switch. Yeah, they do. Okay. So whatever they go into is going to get hit with a Razor Shell. I guess even if it's Dragonite, that's not the end of the world. Of course, it is Dragonite. This has a chance to lower their defense. It does not. They have Rocky Helmet. Okay. So I don't love this. I have to switch. I think I go into Mimikyu here because if they hit me with a move, they get switched out, which is honestly not great because they're probably just going to go into Chien-Pao. Yeah, Dragonite is honestly a Pokemon that I need to build my team for. Like, I need to be better prepared for it. I guess Goodra is also decent against Dragonite, but I don't know. It's not great. So they might not know that I'm Scarfed, I don't think. So yeah, hopefully they don't know that I'm Scarfed. They go for Roost, which is cool. I mean, it's kind of not cool though because they have Rocky Helmet. Actually, this might be really weird, but I'm going to Terra Blast here before Terastallizing because I think this will break their multi-skill, and I think it's a special move before I Terastallize, so it'll just break the multi-skill without me taking Rocky Helmet damage, and then if they attack me, they're going to be forced out with the red card, so we'll see what happens here. Again, I'll try not to keep saying this, but I do not love my Dragonite matchup. So they're thinking here. They have they have Roost and Rocky Helmet, which leads me to believe that they're possibly a defensive Dragonite. They could be the annoying one with like Fire Spin. I would really hate that if that's the case. They are Terra Fairy, which I'm kind of okay with. I mean, it kind of is what it is, I guess. What else can I do, right? They go Encore, which is really weird because I hadn't gone for a move. And, well, here's the funny thing. Because I am max HP, I'm actually slower than they are. So now I'm just going to go right back into Samurott and just spam Razor Shell at this point. Because I've broken their multi-skill and because they're no longer a Dragon type, they don't resist it anymore. So this might do some decent damage, hopefully. They go Fire Spin, which I do resist. And I don't think they have a good switch into Razor Shell, so I think I can just kind of freely go for it. And even if Samurott gets knocked out, I can just go into Spectrier at that point. Let's see, do we have anything that we want to do? I'm thinking if I want to Terastallize Spectrier, which honestly we might, because they have some Pokemon that are weak to it. So, because otherwise I would Terastallize here to get off some extra damage with Razor Shell. Come on, yes, nice. They might Roost, which is pretty annoying. But again, I kind of don't care that much if my Samurott faints. Luckily for me, they don't Roost though, so it's actually possible they get knocked out to this second Razor Shell. So they might have extreme speed though. They have Roost, Fire Spin, Encore, and again, their last move could very well be extreme speed. But because we lowered their defense, there's actually a chance that we knock them out with this Razor Shell. And as I keep saying, they actually don't have that many, they don't have any good switch into Razor Shell. Any Pokemon they switch into will take a lot of damage. So I just really like Hisuian Samurott. This is actually a big reason why this Pokemon's so good. It's got a great typing. It's a good offensive Pokemon. With a Choice Scarf, it's actually pretty threatening, to be honest. It has good coverage, but of course with a Choice Scarf, you are always locked into a move, so it does become a little awkward when you're locked into the Water type move and they go into something that resists it, so as we saw earlier in this battle. But my opponent's thinking, they're taking their time. I do think I'm in a pretty good position here, and we do get off the Razor Shell, and we take out their Dragonite. That is perfect, because for the last time, hopefully in this video, Dragonite was a huge threat to my team, and getting rid of that is just absolutely perfect for us. And we're in a really good position because, once again, we speed tie with the Chien-Pao, so there is a chance that even if they go into that, we might outspeed them. And because we're a Dark type, they might be deterred from going for the Sucker Punch. I don't think they will. I think they will. They might just go for Sucker Punch here, but it's possible they don't because we're a Dark type. If we go first, though, this is just huge. If we go first and don't miss, wow. That is, yeah, that's great. I love that. They go Sacred Sword, and now we can, I think we can just go into Mimikyu? Let me think. Oh, their Life Orb. That's great. That's actually huge. Does Shadow Sneak knock them out? I think we're in a really good position now. It's Mimikyu the Furious, which I think is really cool. I think Shadow Sneak might knock them out. I'm just going to go for it. I don't think we should mess around. Of course they have Sucker Punch. Never mind. I should have expected that. I should have gone for something different, which would have a better chance of knocking them out. But this is fine. Wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. It's kind of weird. Huh. Is that going to hurt me? Huh. I hope that doesn't come back to hurt me later. Okay, their last Pokemon's Ting Lu. Yikes. This might be pretty bad, actually. Huh. Well, I do for sure want to Terrasilize Spectrier, so now I play rough. They've already Terrastalized, so this is going to be super effective. It doesn't do that much damage, though. They do Earthquake. I am max HP, like I said. We take it, but not really well. Huh. What's the play now? Because I want to go for play rough, obviously, but then that'll get their berry. But Shadow Sneak is dumb, right? Terra Blast. Huh. Let's see. Play rough takes them down to their berry and puts them probably right back up to about half health. I don't know if that's the case, actually. Huh. Is this just the obvious play? Is there a chance I survive another Earthquake? Oh my god. This might be really weird, but I'm going to Terra Blast. I just want to... I just don't want them to get that berry. Oh, that looks so bad. Oh, they get the berry anyway. Oh my god. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, that was awful. That was straight up awful. So my thought process there, and this was really completely wrong. Like I've been using the berries that, like Figgy Berry and stuff, which, what am I trying to say? When you get below a third of your health, I think it is, then you recover a fourth of your HP, or when you get below a fourth of your health, you recover a third of your HP, or something like that. I don't know. They recover more health than citrus berries, basically. So I've just been expecting those, and those trigger when you're below like a third. Like, I forgot what it is, honestly. I should. So that was awful. That was straight up awful. My opponent's probably wondering what the heck was going on there. So regardless of which move I went for, I would have gotten their berry, and I should have just gone for play rough. That was really, really bad on my part. I kind of forgot. So Citrus Berry activates once it gets below half health. So that was what I was forgetting. So that was a huge mistake on my part. So I'm probably going to lose this one. We're going to go Terra Fighting. I don't think I'm knocking them out because of their ability. If I had gone for Play Rough, we have a high... We probably honestly would have knocked them out. If I had gone Play Rough there, we would have won the game, I think. Because assuming this knocks them out, and we're at full health, and we can survive any hit from Chien-Pao. So let's see. This might still knock them out, but I doubt it. Oh, not even close. Yeah, that was really bad. They go Ruination, which I'm actually okay with that. Possibly opens the door for me to survive a Sucker Punch from... Well, never mind. Duh, they're faster than me, so never mind. That's why I have Focus Sash. And this might not even knock them out. It does. Okay. Wow. Okay, so... I don't know, but honestly, even if I had gone play rough with Mimikyu, there was a chance we could have missed. There was a chance I still didn't knock them out, or I still didn't get them low enough for Spectrier to knock them out. So there's still a lot of what ifs, right? I do think I played suboptimally there, but I don't know. I think there was still a chance. I think all they need to do is click Icicle Crash, but there is a chance that they miss. So let's see what happens. Or maybe they're not max speed. That's possible too. Or maybe they're not Jolly. So there's a lot of what ifs, but I do think we're probably losing, but let's see what happens. This is the final turn of the battle. They're taking a long time. Either they're not Jolly, or maybe they're deciding whether to go Sucker Punch or not. Like maybe they're wondering if I'm Choice Scarfed. You know, because if they had all this information that I'm not Choice Scarfed. Oh, are you serious? We just won this battle. Oh my god. I feel like I got super lucky there. Wow. That is crazy. Depending on their set, like also if they're Choice Banded, there's a chance that they knock me out with Sucker Punch, because Spectrier is not super bulky. It's kind of weird. It has 100 HP, which is actually pretty high, but its defenses are not great. So I do not feel like I deserved that win, but we got it. We won the battle even though we played suboptimally. So that was a lot of fun. Let's do one more. Battle number 3, last battle of the video. These have been pretty long, and plus I took a long time talking about the team in the beginning, so let's see what we got here. They have Dragonite again, and I don't have Stealth. I think I really need some Stealth Rocks on my team. They also have Annihilate. Honestly, Samurott looks okay again here. Although they do have Dundazo, which I hate. They have Ting-Lu. I mean, their whole team is just really good. Mimikyu's also okay here. I definitely need something that's going to help me against that Dundazo. And I think that's going to be Spectrier, but also Heatran's decent against them. By the way, I just realized... I'll talk about it right now because I want to focus on this, but I just realized something funny. Let's see. I want to bring Spectrier. I don't know about Heatran. I don't think I want to bring Heatran. I don't know if this is correct. I'm bringing the same 3 as last time, and I'm not sure this is correct. All right, so you can see my Pokemon's nicknames there. I have no idea why. I think so. My Heatran's nickname is Pulled Pork. I have no idea why. I think when I caught it several generations ago, I caught it in an older Pokemon game. I think I just wanted to name it something super random just to sound funny, so I just named it Pulled Pork. So if you're wondering why, maybe if you've seen that all video and you're wondering why the heck I named my Heatran that's the answer to your question. All right. So they lead Chien-Pao again. This is a mirror from last game. This team, my opponent's team, is a lot better at handling a water type move than the last opponent. So I kind of wonder if I just go for the Sacred Sword here. They do have that Flutter Mane though. I'm just going to click Razor Shell again. It's just a solid move, and if we do hit, which we do, it just does a ton of damage to Chien-Pao out of nowhere, like unexpectedly. They go for Sacred Sword. This will probably knock me out, and it does. So we're already off to a really just tense start, I guess you could say. They don't have Life Orb, okay. We're already off to a pretty rough start, if I'm being honest, because this Chien-Pao is faster than me. I could go Mimikyu to pick off... I mean, the thing is, I'm not guaranteed to knock them out with that Shadow Sneak. I could go Swords Dance at that point. If they have Flutter Mane... Huh. This is scary. Because I don't want to waste my Terra. I think we have to go into Mimikyu. I think I just have to preserve that Focus Sash on the Spectrier if we're going to have any chance of winning. Like, I'm thinking about it, and if my Spectrier faints early in this battle, and Mimikyu's my last Pokemon, Mimikyu I don't think has a good chance against, like, Dundazo, Dragonite, stuff like that. Like, it might, like, especially Dundazo, it just does not have a good matchup against that. So because of that, I really just need to kind of play it safe. And then here, I think I just have to click Play Rough. I don't think there's a chance I knock them out with Shadow Sneak, and we know that they're not Life Orb. It's possible that they're Choice, which means they have to switch out because they're locked. Yes, okay. So they're probably locked into Sacred Sword there. So that's good information right there. We did still go for the Play Rough, which might be a little obvious, and they go into Dondozo, which I do not like at all. If they're Rocky Helmet, they're not. Okay. I can't Swords Dance, though. And I'm really hesitant to switch out. Huh. I don't like this. Play Rough. Do I just Terra Blast because it's special to see how much damage it does? It's really bad. We have a horrible track record of going for Terra Blast with this Mimikyu. Oh god, because if I switch out, they're probably gonna hit me with like a Wave Crash or a Yawn or something, so I just don't think I can switch out at all. Oh, I'm gonna Terra Blast. It's so bad. Okay, so they protect. So they're gonna wonder what the heck is going on when they see this Terra Blast. Once again, I just kind of need this Spectrier. Oh, this is so bad. All right, I guess I Play Rough now. Like they're fine just sitting here and just staying in. Like they don't lose anything from doing that. They do Yawn now, so this is probably super obvious, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and switch out now. Luckily, they don't have any like hazards on the field, so me switching a lot is not that big of a deal. But if they make a smart prediction and go for Yawn or even like Wave Crash, we're going to be in a little bit of a rough spot. Yawn is a worst case scenario here. They go Wave Crash. Okay, that's not good. That's straight up not good, but I'll take it over the other options. Okay, so now I'm going to go Shadow... I don't even think Shadow Ball knocks him out, though. But what else can I do? I'm going to Shadow Ball here. This is a rough one. Go Shadow Ball. Hope it either knocks them out somehow or takes them down really, really low. They protect just to scout and get some leftovers. That's pretty smart. I mean, what else? Yeah, what else can I do? Like I said, Spectrier does get access to Nasty Plot, and it's possible I should just be running Nasty Plot on this, to be honest. Although, once again, if it's Dondozo with Unaware, then it doesn't matter, so never mind. But it's still a decent option. So, also I have Mudshot, which is a weak move. I mean, Spectrier's move pool is not amazing, but I have Mudshot just as a way to, like, maybe catch, like, a Fluttermane or a Qianpao on the switch and lower their speed. And then Psychic is just there for coverage. It's not that great either. So they're probably... I do get the special defense drop. They knock me out with Wave Crash, which is what I expected. And then at this point... the game is over. The game is straight up over. This was a really rough one, because they're just gonna protect, and I don't think that there's any shot that Mimikyu can win this, because all they need to do is just Yawn, and then like, yeah, it's game over. So let's see, what else could I have done differently? I guess I'm learning now that my team is not great against Dondozo. I mean, when I see Dondozos, I usually like to bring special attackers. I guess Heatran actually is pretty good against Dondozo as well, because I can Terra into a grass type, which would make me resist Wave Crash and resist a ground type move if they have like Fissure, which I don't know if that matters. But I'd likely be faster, so I could set up a substitute so they can't Yawn me, and then I could just like spam Earth Power and hope to get like special defense drops against them. So that was probably my best bet. I probably needed to bring Heatran. Heatran's like not that great against Qianpao though it is very good against Fluttermane. I don't know. I think that's something that I need to kind of just do with this team, is just work on it, because I really like the team a lot, and as you saw there were some Pokemon that did really well. I mean, Samurott was looking really good there, which is pretty awesome because it's a really cool Pokemon. And typically the starters like don't always do great. So when they get a chance to shine like that, it's pretty cool. So I like the team a lot. Let's kind of take another quick look at it. If you want to take that team code and try it out for yourself, I do recommend it. This and my previous team are both pretty well balanced. So I think like as long as you can kind of like understand what the EVs are, and I'll post the EVs in the description if you want to check that out, in the PokePaste. you know, this team is pretty good. I think it's really solid. And once again, I mean, Urshifu didn't really do much of anything, but like I said, I think the metagame is kind of adapting to the fact that Urshifu is really good. And so they're kind of like bringing a bunch of Pokemon and stuff. Oops, I accidentally hit my controller there. They're bringing a lot of Pokemon that are good against it. So it's kind of like everyone's prepared for it right now. So this is a time to use stuff like Hisuian Samurott or Regieleki or even Cleavor, Pokemon that are actually pretty strong that not a lot of people have that much attention on, because, you know, when you send them out against someone, they're not going to really know what to do. And with Spectrier, for example, you know, we're a ghost type, which is a really good type. And then we have that perfect combination with fighting, Terra fighting, to hit like steel type super effectively or dark types and stuff like that people are just not going to expect. So yeah, I think there's a lot of merit to this team, and I definitely wouldn't mind trying it out again. So maybe in the next video, I'll run it back with this team, or maybe I'll have a new team, because of course I do want to keep trying new things out. But let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, what you thought about the team, if you have any suggestions, if there's any Pokemon that you're excited to try. Also, of course, if you have a team that you'd like to share with me, drop the code and I'll try it in another video. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.